here with Destiny Kids, and we are going to have loads of fun today. So please keep on watching and let's go see what our Wacky Fact is. For today's Wacky Fact, did you know that ketchup, yes, ketchup, used to be used as a medicine to cure all kinds of stuff? That's wild. And did you also know that it is impossible to sneeze with your eyes open? So the next time that you feel a big sneeze coming on, try to keep your eyes open and try to prove the theory wrong. Whew, that is wacky. Now let's go check out our Bible lesson. For today's Bible lesson, we are going to be learning about Peter. Yes, but before his name was Peter, his name was actually Simon, and Simon was a fisherman. Well, Jesus was preaching in this town, and so happened that Simon was also fishing in that town. And so Simon, he was out for 8 hours, 10 hours, 12 hours. He was out all day long trying to pull fish into his boat, but he couldn't catch any fish. So he was really disappointed. So he came back, pulled his boat all the way back up to shore, and Jesus came up to him and was like, "Hey man, what are you doing?" He's like, "Man, I'm fishing, haven't caught any fish." And so Jesus said, "Hey, why don't you go back out? Go back out." So Simon is like, "Oh, I have to go back out? I've just been out there for all these hours. I didn't catch any fish." And Jesus said, "Well, why don't you just go back into the boat, go back into the water, but go out into deep water and cast your nets, and I promise you'll get a lot of fish." And so Simon was like, okay. So he got back in his boat, he got back out into the water, he went out into the deep water and he cast his nets, and all of a sudden it was full of fish. So him and his guys are pulling in all of these fish into his boat, and they cast out the nets again and they pull them in. They had so many fish that it started to sink their boat all the way down. But they made it back to shore before that happened, thank goodness. And so whenever he got back and he went up to Jesus, like, "Man, I caught all these fish." And Jesus was like, "Yeah." And so now what you're going to do, just like you were able to catch all of those fish, you're gonna go out and you're gonna be a fisher of men. And what that means is that he was called to go and tell the whole world, tell a bunch of people about the goodness of God and how great he is, and that Jesus was actually the Son of God sent to the world to save us from our sin. And so Simon was like, okay. And so Jesus changed his name from Simon to Peter, and he was empowered to go out and tell the whole world, a bunch of people, about the goodness of God. And that's kind of like us. You know, whenever we get into a relationship with Jesus and he says, "Hey, now that you know how great it is and how big of a God that I am and how much I love you, why not go and tell them," right? It's like being at school and you win a huge prize, right, in a science fair. Oh man, you're gonna talk about it for weeks. You're gonna tell every member of your family. You're gonna tell all of your friends, "Hey, I just won this huge prize," because it was something that you wanted and you wanted and you wanted and you finally got it. That's kind of like what it is with Jesus. Whenever you get into a relationship with him and you realize, man, Jesus loves me so much. He loves me so big. No matter what I do, no matter what happens, I can always call on him and he will always hear me. And to have just that open communication, why wouldn't you share that with someone? Why wouldn't you say, "Hey, Jesus loves you too"? And that's kind of what Jesus did to Simon, now Peter, is he said, "Hey, go out and be a fisher of men." And so we've been empowered to do the exact same thing. And that's you go and you tell your friends, "Hey, Jesus loves you." And you reel them in just kind of like a fish on the end of that pole, and you say, "Hey, can you come serve Jesus with me?" And then you do the next one and you reel them in. You say, "Hey, can you come serve Jesus with me? Can you come to my church? Hey, do you want to do an act of kindness with me? Hey, do you want to do something so we can serve Jesus together?" together. And whenever we do that, man, you look behind you and you realize, oh, I only started with one person, now I have 20 friends and we all serve Jesus together. That's how it happens, and that's what we're empowered to do. So go out, be like Peter, and be a fisher of men to everyone around you, and watch what happens. It's time for our crazy craft. So make sure that you grab all of your supplies and let's have a blast. For our crazy craft today, we are going to be painting a butterfly, and you're going to need a few things. So those things are, of course, paint. You can do whatever colors you want to make your butterfly, but make sure you have paint. Of course, your butterfly, and then you're going to need paint brushes, and I have something to wipe off my fingers or even the paint brushes if I want to change color or if I get some on my hands. So let's jump in, and I hope you make something beautiful. here is our butterfly. Now, just like a butterfly, it starts off like just a little squishy little caterpillar, and then it transforms into a beautiful butterfly. And that's like our life. When Jesus gets in it, we're just like little caterpillars. But whenever we make the decision for Jesus to come into our heart, we have a huge transformation, just like a caterpillar into a butterfly, just like a blank canvas into something beautiful. So as you're doing your craft, just be reminded that with Jesus, your whole life can be transformed. I hope you had a great time. I did, and I hope yours turns out 10 times better. It's game time right here on Destiny Kids, and we are playing a super fun game called Scoop It Up. And what you need for this game is you need a couple plastic bowls, ping pong balls, spoon, and of course, yourself. And the object of this game is to put the spoon in your mouth and then with no hands, pick up a ping pong ball from one bowl and transfer it to the other one using only your mouth with the spoon in it. So, and totally, you have 60 seconds to complete it. And so we have Destiny Kids right here, right now, to show you exactly how to win this game. Are you guys ready?
Yeah!
All right, on your mark, spoons ready. On your mark, get set. Scoop those ping pong balls. Go, guys, go, go, go! Focus. It takes focus and determination in a moment like this to have such precision to get it in there, and they're doing an amazing job. I'm sure you guys are doing a great job at home, too. Yes, that was awesome! Man, this is gonna be a tight race. It's getting hot. Whew. I see the bullets with sweat coming down. They have 20 seconds left to finish this. That was great! You have 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Spoons up! Okay, now we have to count how many they have to determine the winner. Talia, how many ping pong balls do you have?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
7? Ty? 2? Oh my goodness, Talia is the winner. Congrats, girl. And I'm sure you're gonna do just as great right at home. I had loads of fun today, and I hope you did too. And if you would like to see more videos just like this one, make sure that you like, share, subscribe, hit all the buttons, and I'll see you next time right here on Destiny Kids.